Hey, my name is Russ, and that is Lauren. Today is our Thursday topic video, and we know that we're, blessed, I guess, for lack of a better word, with viewers worldwide. But here in the U.S., it's a pretty big holiday. Like this is Independence Day here in the U.S. And in years past, when it comes around to this week, we're always like, we do videos kind of like songs about America and whatnot, which is fine,
Yep.
But I thought it was fun that you came up with this topic like right around this time. I thought, well, since the whole thing started with protests, the whole country,
Yep.
then what a great topic to do. So Lauren picked out 5 great protest songs, and there's before we even get into it, there's a couple on here that people are going to be like, oh yeah. But then there's a couple I don't think people ever even considered are, and I mean this in a good way, that people don't consider. I think people are going to be like, oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So the first one has a title that kind of gives away the song,
Sure.
but what a bold move for the time.
Hugely bold move. So bold, in fact, that this song was actually banned from a lot of radio stations at the time. I'm talking about The Pill by Loretta Lynn. Now, this is a very interesting take. And of course, it's also interesting given the source and like what country music was at the time, right? So the song obviously is the pill. It's about the pill.
Right, yeah.
Okay. But what I think is very interesting about it, it doesn't go so far as the protagonist of the song like leaving her husband. It's basically like, you don't have to keep getting me pregnant anymore.
Yeah.
And it's a really interesting perspective. It's like, because in the this is the 70s, and you've got like, but I think that this is like first wave feminism happening at the time.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I don't know off the top of my head what year, but like around I Am Woman.
yeah,
hitting and
it's all that kind of stuff
an
going on.
awakening of sorts.
Yeah, and this is playing into that, but it also still has these like the more like conservative country values to it. But musically, what I think is very cool about this is as the song goes on, the wah in the guitar just gets looser and looser and looser. And I'm like, this is musically doing exactly what the song says.
Yeah. And when this whole thing started and you were like, yeah, this was banned. Yeah. This is the same genre who banned the video for The Thunder Rolls by Garth Brooks in the early 90s. You don't even see anything in it. I mean, for monetization reasons, I got to be careful like what I say. But you don't see the act in that video. But let's just say the woman wins. And like that was their problem. Like it wasn't like there's a violence issue in this or there's a pew pew issue in this. It's like the woman wins, and they were like, not up in here. So like, yeah, I'm not surprised that 15 some years earlier they were like, wait, what?
What? So how many of our wives are doing this? Behind our backs.
No kidding. So this next one, it turns out there's a lot more to him than just you've got a friend and short people.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll take any opportunity to talk about my friend Randy Newman and this song, Political.
I wanted to do like a commercial thing. Not actually affiliated with Randy Newman.
No, no, he's not actually my friend. But I do have a friend in him. Huh. So this is it. This is a song called Political Science, and it is such a beautiful satire. Basically, it's sonically it's a Randy Newman song. You know what I mean? It's just piano and Randy Newman singing it. But what I love about this is it's the satirical thesis of this song is everything in the world will be okay once America takes over everything in the world, but it's done. It's
what a great song for today.
Yeah, right.
Nah, I kid.
Well, and that's the satire of it, though. It's like the idea that like America is the country with all of the solutions to all of the world's problems.
We don't ever get political on this channel, but like years ago when I joined at the birth of the internet, when I joined music forums around the world, like for Pink Floyd, Guns N' Roses and whatnot, you get smacked in the face with exactly how much we all think we're the only people on the planet here in this country. And I've seen exactly that where people are like, oh yeah, well, if we just did okay, well that way won't work elsewhere. And it barely works here.
Yep.
So if I keep going, we're going to
check out the song though, because it's, Randy Newman's delivery is also, it's very tongue in cheek. Like he wants you to know that it's a joke.
Surprise.
It's delightful.
Belladonna is here for the third one. This is oh, you can't see her on camera. The good girl.
Oh no, there's her nose.
Yeah. But anyways, I would assume, and I don't mean this in a bad way, I think this next one is the only one that most people would view as the obvious pick on here. But again, great song. Anyways, though.
Yeah, I Eve of Destruction, Barry Maguire, and this song, you know, this is your prototypical late '60s protest song, right? And what's interesting is this song is actually like protest songs are done to affect change, right? And this song, Eve of Destruction, actually was instrumental in affecting change insofar as
great.
it was one of the final like pushes to lower the voting age from 21 to 18. This song is basically a rallying cry for the younger people to make their voices heard.
Which is cool. We almost always jokingly say on the channel when we're talking about songs that face certain issues, we're always like, oh, well, good thing we fixed that since then. You know what I mean? Like we don't have to worry about that anymore. But with this, like it like the desired effect.
Yep.
The desired outcome came about, which is cool. Now the next one is one that I think for sure there's a certain cross section of people who never thought of this as a protest song, and I would also argue that that is the cross section of the song that should be learning from this song.
Exactly.
Like the audience who said things like, "Did you see that new hot chick in the band No Doubt? She's awesome." Probably missed what the point of this song was.
Yep. Just a girl, no doubt. And there is no doubt that this is a protest song. Like, this is one of my favorites to sing at karaoke because it's one of those, you know, any woman has experienced at least something that, you know, gets mentioned in this song. Like you're not allowed to do something for one reason or another, or you just get kind of brushed aside or this or that. And singing this song at karaoke for me, it's like, I get to let a little bit out, but in a fun sort of way. And I think that's what this is. Like protest songs don't always have to be like this super serious, they're not all Eve of Destruction. Right. Yeah. That this is one of those ones where you kind of have to pay attention to get it.
I would say in advance, I don't know a ton about Gwen Stefani's life story. Like I know surface level stuff that her and her brother started this band and so on and so forth. But what I do know is that being female in the rock world is a tough road. Because either you speak your mind all the time and people go, "Oh, Courtney loves a pain in the butt." Or you just go along with things, and if you ever even put your hand up, they go, "Now we all have to burn our Dixie Chicks CDs." You know what I mean? So like, to come out swinging with a song being like, "Hey, by the way, even getting to your TV screen was hard," and then you still got to deal with people being like, "Did you see that hot chick in that band, No Doubt?" You know what I mean?
Yep.
So the last one that's on your list, I think, sort of reinvented itself because a very famous sample. Tupac used it, and it ended up getting a wider audience because of that.
Sure.
And I didn't tell you I was doing this ahead of time. Before we talk about your last pick, I'm going to quickly do an honorable mention because the song that I want to talk about was also reinvented. And again, monetization and whatnot. I don't want to say too much, but a couple of years ago, there was a very famous police officer incident with an African-American man. And the song "They Don't Care About Us" by Michael Jackson like really reinvented itself. And that song at the time, on the surface level that it came out, was a huge hit. But a lot of people just took it as him going, the media, because a lot of that record is for the media, but like very much a double meaning in that song. But the fact that it was reinvented, it was one of the only things people were united about at that time, was that people were like, some people were like, "Oh yeah, that is a jam." And other people were like, "Whoa, that dude said that like that long ago and it's still relevant." Right. So I just wanted to honorable mention that because what made me, I didn't even think of it when you gave me your list. When I was thinking about the Bruce Hornsby song getting reinvented through the Tupac sample, I was like, "Oh yeah, MJ got really reinvented too." So having said that, your last pick is Bruce Hornsby classic.
Yeah, The Way It Is. This is one of those things where like this song, you know, is so part of just kind of the cultural like ethos. It's just there. You know?
I would argue if you're of a certain color, then the Bruce Hornsby one is just part of the
It's just there.
It's just in the air supply. But I would assume if you are a person who grew up in urban areas or just plain grew up on rap, you could be unaware that the original even exists. And I think that that's one of the things that Tupac was known for was there's a reason behind using each. He didn't hear this and go, oh, that's a neat piano riff. Like he used it because it was a protest song.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. And it's saying important things, you know, and duh, it's a protest song saying important things.
Right.
But it gets lost in how, you know, kind of glossy and pretty the song is. But yeah, I was driving somewhere and the song came on in the car and I was like, well, this is deeper than I remember it being, you know. And I think the name of the song, you know, and it's like, oh, that's just the way it is. Some things will never change. Like it's holding a mirror of complacency up to people, being like, you see this stuff all the time. It makes me
think of Another Day in Paradise by Phil Collins, where the idea is like, yeah, you see this. Like, I don't care who you are. If you're watching this video, you have pulled up to a stoplight and then like rolled your car a little bit more forward because that person is standing there, or made sure that your doors were locked or whatever. And I don't care. And I'm not throwing stones. Like, we do it too. If you're watching this video, you do that. Now that is not to say like, and so listen to The Way It Is and then go out and affect change everywhere. Like, I think it's okay to have songs that go, you know, hey, you need to help a little, like even a little bit more help. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's like, I think of Man in the Mirror, the lyric in the middle where he says, I think the lyric that gets overlooked in Man in the Mirror is when he says, could it be really me pretending that they're not alone? Like, when people who have it good have the nerve to be like, it's the Weird Al song, you know, like, why does this always happen to me? And it's like, no, there people really do have it way worse than you. But yeah, I think I don't know if protest is the right word for this song, but I think it's an activist song. Like
for sure. For sure. I mean? Yeah.
So it sounds like it's semantics, but I don't think it is.
No, this is more of a song of social awareness.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
So,
yep. So like I said at the top of the video, this is a day that people celebrate in our home country, which kicked off with protest. So this kind of seems like a good topic to share, as these 5 songs. We know there's a million protest songs out there and then there's different versions and covers of these songs and whatnot. So what matters more to us than anything is that you listen to these songs, leave us a comment, or if you have, you know, this is probably the most engaging conversation we've had, like broad scope points on the song. So if you have anything to say on that stuff, only thing we ever ask is keep it civil. I know topics can, even just taste in music topics, people can get very passionate about things. As long as you keep it civil, we'll be more than happy to have a discussion. And so will everybody else in the comments. If this is your first time on the channel, fantastic luck in finding us. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. We have 3 videos every single week. Once again, that is Lauren. My name is Russ. And as we always say, thank you so much for watching.